fears within Guyana and across the Caribbean and Latin American region that Venezuela would make forceful efforts to seize Guyana's Essequibo led to peace talks between President Dr. Irfaan Ali and Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro in December. The December 14 meeting at the Argyle International Airport in St. Vincent and the Grenadines ended with a commitment from both countries to refrain, whether by words or deeds, from escalating any conflict. And though Guyana maintains that the decades-old border controversy is to be resolved at the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, it is committed to peaceful coexistence with Venezuela. And so, in keeping with the 11-point Argyle Declaration, ahead of the second meeting between Guyana's President Dr. Irfaan Ali and Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro, scheduled for Brazil in 3 months' time, technical teams from both sides are expected to hammer out the framework for that engagement.
That's the meeting with the leaders, so it will be Maduro and I, but before that there will be other meetings that will take place at the technical level. We still have to iron out the modalities and so on. So I foresee a number of meetings maybe before that 3-month meeting in Brazil where President Maduro and I will meet.
That was President Irfaan Ali during a year-end interview with the newsroom's Neil Marks. Guyana's head of state explained that the technical teams from both countries have to meet to hammer out the framework for the next high-level meeting. Guyana maintains that the territory is its own after a 1899 arbitral award determined the boundary between the two countries, as is internationally recognized. Because of Venezuela's aggressions and decades of failed talks, Guyana eventually took the border controversy before the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, where the case is ongoing. Guyana hopes for a final binding judgment that affirms that the Essequibo is its own. And so, why the meetings?
In the interest of the region and in keeping with our own thinking, our own moral compass, if I may put it that way, peace and stability is our primary concern. And also the fact that we were approaching these talks from a position of being part of an international system. That is, being in the ICJ, making it very clear that we will respect the outcome of the ICJ, and urging Venezuela to participate in the ICJ, knowing fully well that international law as an important part of multilateralism. International law is an important part of what makes us the family of United Nations and part of the UN Charter. So we also are acutely aware that the region and most, if not all, of the international players are supporting the ICJ process. But notwithstanding this, that there are consequential issues, as described, that we will still have to address. At the end of the day, Guyana and Venezuela will remain neighbors. We have to work in a collaborative way for the betterment of the region. We have resources that are similar, resources that can be deployed effectively to the energy security of the region, leading to the food security of the region, and of course, addressing issues of climate change and these things are all important issues that we have to collaborate on. So I did not go into the meeting looking at Maduro as someone who is trying to take away 2/3 of Guyana. I went into the meeting knowing that I'm representing the people of our country, knowing exactly where our position is, and knowing that we wanted peace and stability, and presenting the case that Guyana is going to continue along the path of the ICJ, but at the same time, we are open to dialogue on all consequential matters and also in the pursuit of peace and stability.
Notwithstanding, the government will this year increase budgetary allocations for the defense sector so that Guyana's defense assets, including its personnel, are well equipped to deal with any challenges, President Dr. Irfaan Ali said. Before the end of 2023, the Guyana Defense Force, GDF, received $1.2 billion in supplementary funding. President Ali said funds for the GDF are to build technical capacity and purchase and upgrade assets such as Coast Guard, maritime and air vessels.
Well, there's been active plans to step up our spending in our security sector, especially the Guyana Defense Force, not only from a hardware perspective, but also from a human resource perspective. Building technical capacity and capability, building our air wing, building our sea assets, our the maritime asset, Coast Guard assets. Those are important investments that we are making, but also critical training and other hardware equipment, cybersecurity. All of this would see, I would say, extended expenditure.
Guyana, Dr. Ali said, will push ahead with its development, including the development of Essequibo. The government of Guyana is still engaged in the negotiation stage with 6 companies that are awarded oil blocks from the recent round bid option. This is something Venezuela has objected to. Reporting for the newsroom from Georgetown, I'm Kurt Campbell.